Welcome back to the final card in March's card kit. I love this card. It's a fun fold, completely cased from my upline, who made these with us during a team. Oh, come on, Colette, team get together. And I love it. Look, and just so I thought it'd be fun to share some fun folds, and I think it's something that I'm gonna make sure I add to every kit, at least one fun fold. So this one I've probably saved the trickiest till last, but at least I've kept here. I'm going to need these two DSPs and your sheet of vanilla and your sheet of Calypso Coral. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with the Calypso Coral and cut our card base. Sorry, I've started to move my chair out of the way because my back started to. Okay, so I'm going to cut this at 14.9 and score at 10.5. So there's our base. So what we're also going to need is come on, Colette. Why is it hurting my head so much? I need 3. Why can't I do it? Come on. 3 5cm squares. So I'm also trying to remember, which isn't very good for me currently. If you've got the Stitch Shapes dies, the square die in that would be lovely. I don't think my card was straight. No. Let's double check these. 5. But just over here, my line wasn't straight. Naughty. Clearly not held my paper very still. I think it may be where I've decided to stand up. May not be my finest hour, but we've spotted it before it all goes on a card, so it's all good. So just double check that you have got 5cm square and that they're not wafty like mine were. Oh, there's my blends again going off the end. So we've got those, we've got those. What else do we need? We need, oh, I wonder if we can use that for it, because we need the mechanism, but no, because it's got to be 8cm in length. So it's 8 by 5, so let's go 5. I've just realised I'm not on the screen either, sorry. 5 by 8. I've completely done that wrong. It's not 5 by 8. Yes, it is. Please ignore me. It's got to very late in the day. I've been trying to get the kids organised for Easter for their friends, so before they break up. So score at 2, score at 4, and score at 6. Okay, and put that to one side as well. So that's all of, is that all of Colette? Yes, that's all of the Calypso Coral. So I'm going to move the remnants out of the way so I don't get myself further confused. And then from the vanilla, we're going to want 2 that are 10 by 14.4. So put it in portrait, cut it at 10, and then turn it and cut 2 of those at 14.4. I've done it again. I'm not cutting it very straight. That's better. Okay, and then we're going to need, what are we going to need? We're going to need a strip that is 14.4 5, 6, 7, 8. Seems like it's too much, but we're going to go with it because I can't honestly remember what I was doing. So then we need 4.5 centimetres squared. We need 3 of those. So I know I'm not going to get all 3 out of here, but we can try. Right, so 14.5. Oh, hang on, what did I cut this to? I cut it to 14.4, so I will, won't I? Ha! Never say never, Colette. Okay, so that's those, and then it's just DSP, isn't it? I think so. Okay. So we need a Calypso coral. That is 13 point. I've got to take 5 off, so 13.9 centimetres. By 9.5. And then what's really irritating is I need to cut into a new sheet. So you've got 2 pieces that will work for yours. Mine's just because I'm using remnants of everything. And then I need a strip that is 4.3 by 13.9. So I'm going to cut up 14.3. So I'll save the bulk. Take that all out of the way. .3, 13.9, aren't I? Should have written the measurements on my grid paper. And then I need a different DSPs. Let's get these out of the way. And I went for this really wacky flower power one, just because it brought the Calypso coral back in. And so we need 4 centimetre squares in these. Oh, sorry, bashing the light as well. Doing really well today, aren't I? Is everybody ready for Easter? Ready for them to break up from school? I'm not sure if I'm ready to juggle work and 20s yet. We shall soon find out. So I'm hoping for now that that is all of the cutting. I'm going to try and move this back so that the shadows, apologies. Okay, so here's our base. And you'll see on here that this folds backwards purely because I didn't want it to go wrong. I hadn't given you a score measurement for this. What I do is I fold it back to that line and burnish it, because that way there's 100% no overlap here. So it's where it needs to be, as it were. So what we need to do now, that's lots of so's today, isn't it? Apologies. We have got 2 pieces of the vanilla. One is for this inside piece here. And one is for the back for writing on. So it's up to you whether you choose to decorate this piece or not. It generally depends on my mood whether I do or not. I'm not going to lie. Let's make sure I've got these measurements right before I stick him down. Yes. So that piece goes on there. And that piece is 4.8 by 14.4. Okay, and then you'll notice that we go down by 0.5 centimetre. So this piece of DSP is 9.5 by 13.9 centimetres. So whatever your measurements are, just make sure you drop 0.5 centimetre, 5 millimetres in there. I doubted myself then. So that one goes on there. I've got this one for on here. I never ever had tried one of these cards because I always deemed it was far too difficult. Well, I've probably just proved that my tiny mind does struggle with those things. But, oh, sorry, jiggly jiggly. I like to put the smaller pieces on first, because if I put them straight on to here, I find I can't manoeuvre them about as much. And it's one of the things I love about liquid glue is being able to manoeuvre it about and manipulate it to where I want it to go. So that's my logic and the method in my madness for that. My wonderful hubby's gone to bed and I don't want to get the uploading of these wrong again. So I'm hoping I don't need tech support, because tech support's gone to bed and isn't going to appreciate it very much. There we go. So it's that one. It's that one. And that one. So that's the bulk of those pieces. Now we need to work on the mechanism. And it's really, really simple. So you've got your 5x8 piece that's scored at 2, 4 and 6. Really, really easy measurements. So make sure you really burnish these well. Okay. So what you'll see is that it kind of... Okay, it's probably easier for me to show you this way actually. So kind of central, there's no markup for it. So this end panel here, you want to have glue on the back of it. Okay, so that will go in here up to your fold, your score line. Okay, and then you're going to want to put glue on this piece here. There we go. So that will always get glue on my grid paper. That creates your little mechanism on there. Okay, so then you want to open it. Score lines aren't great, are they? I'm also doing that to make sure I've pushed down on the glue enough. Okay, so one of your squares, but we're going to turn them into diamonds. So what we want to do is line this up, but you only want to glue on here. You don't want any glue over here. So I would be tempted to literally do this. I'm not tempted, that is what I did, I'm not going to lie. Okay, and then we hold that just on there for a second. Because now we know where we're going. And then, where's my pads? Here we are. So these ones I've put on dimensionals, okay? And what we can do is we can go right up to the top with that one and right down to the bottom with that one. And you can line these points up along there. Sorry, I didn't realise I'm off so much. the score lines on there, so then it will all marry up. So what we need to do is make sure that we've got a couple of three dimensionals I think I was using. I'm using them now anyway. Just in one corner, and that's the corner. Oh, yeah, that we're going to place down here. Okay, just like that. Just like that. Tommy Cooper-esque. I'm probably really showing my age at that as well. My old director from my day job would have been really proud because he was appalled that I never used to know who Tommy Cooper was. There we go. So, and again, we're going to line up those points and that will go on there. So if you're bored of me already, you've got the mechanism of your card. But we can stamp our pretties and go from there. I'm wondering if I've got anything. No, that's not going to help me either. So let's find our block. We're going to need nachos again. In fact, I think I've still got the ones from the last card that I didn't colour and cut. Yes, so we've got 2 nachos there. We've got a bowl of guacamole that I can cut. We need some chilies. I've not done the chilies on here, have I? Let's find. I haven't got my pens ready either, which is really naughty of me. Oh, I've got some chilies already cut though, so we'll save those for in a minute. I do have another bowl of guacamole cut. What else do we need? We need a little chili, some nachos, a taco. Please tell me I've got a taco cut. I do. It's not quite the same, but it will do. Tacos, chilies. That's a big chili, isn't it? Yeah, I need littles. Oh, there's one already coloured on here with some nachos. So I'm not going to lie, that's where we'll be going. Okay, so we need to find some stamps. We're going to need another sombrero, because of course everybody needs. What have I just done with the stamp set? Oh dear Lord. Somebody please put me out of one misery. Right, here we go. So we need a sombrero. We no longer need a bowl of guacamole because we're going to be cheeky and use that one. Don't need nachos, we don't need a cactus. We're going to need some chilies. 1, 2, and a diddy one. We've got a taco, although we will colour one. I think we'd coloured them on the other card, so you have seen how to do them. Oh, and we need You Spice Up My Life. There we go, and we'll have that down the bottom because I can use the trimmer for that. Happy days. And we'll stamp that like that so that I can trim the sentiment off the end. That was clever thinking, wasn't it? Not just a pretty face. Do I need 2 sombreros? No, just one. Okay, so chilies. Won't surprise anybody. I'm going to do them red. But if I remember rightly, I'm going dark sweet sorbet and light cherry cobbler. I could be wrong in what I used. We're soon going to find out. And actually, there is no right and wrong with Stampin' Up regardless. So whatever we choose will be right because they're ours. And that's all that matters. And I should have used the fine tip, felt tip rather than the brush tip. I don't like the brush tips. Don't know why I keep opening them that way round this evening. Never mind. And remember, I know not all of you have all of the Stampin' Up colours. My little one has been loving this set, and she doesn't have Stampin' Up colours, and it's still, they look great in whatever colours they're done, to be fair. And I've not played with these with the pencils. I should do, really. Stacey would be screaming at me for not using the pencils on them because they're her favourite. There we go. And then, what did I, if I really knocked them all off? Yeah, I think I've sent them all for a little bit of a burn this evening. So we've got another sombrero with our Tahitian tide. Light and dark. We've got, did I put the greens on? I don't know where I put everything. It looks like I've, in between cards, I've kind of lobbed it all in the bag that I'd had everything in. So what's this? This is a light granny apple green. Stalks. Oh, I got a feeling that we used Parakeet Party actually for the lettuce. With a bit of mossy meadow on the dock. Bits there. We've got, what's that? That's a light soft suede. With a 500. There we go. And then I want reds. Oh, I think reds might be at the back of the table. So let's see what I can find in here. No clue. That's black. It means I've got to get up. Which shouldn't be the end of the world, should it really? It's just pure laziness on my part. Okay. So we'll have a light sweet sorbet. That's Poppy Parade I've got there, because I think that's what I was wanting to use on the chili, and I've used the wrong thing, but never mind. Ho hum. There have been worse things happen at sea. So then we have got the light, so saffron again. Just because I felt that that was the most corn tortilla-y colour. But the dark didn't give it enough definition. So that's why I used the dark daffodil to just bring out the dottage that's already there. And then I just went back over it with a brush end. And then Parakeet Party. Is that Parakeet Party? No. I've got a feeling today that whatever I pull out of the bag is going to be wrong. There we go. And then we'll use the granny as our shade. Sorry, I keep hitting this. It's not my friend today. There we go. So we need to do some fussy cutting. We're going to use the chilies that I've already got cut out purely because you don't want to be sat watching me fussy cut lots and lots and lots. And that just makes life a little bit easier to have them already done. I was about to say, I don't know why I've done this chili, but I've just spotted it above the sentiment. But this is a real fab fun fold that you could use the patterns for, the kind of template for, and use any pictures and change your papers up, which is, well, it's the case for any card, isn't it? But I think it's a really cute design. Fussy cutting's not my friend at the minute, hence another reason why I've chosen the ones that are already done. I've not had all my arthritis meds because I had to have surgery on my teeth a few weeks back, and I've not been allowed to start them back up yet, so paying the price ultimately. But I no longer have toothache, so that's all good. And a smashed up tooth in my mouth, so there is some silver lining. What else do we need off here? Sombrero. Feel like I'm still missing something else as well. Oh, the sentiment. I need the sentiment. But I'll get the trimmer out for that, because there's nothing worse than a wonky sentiment. And as much as my second chili doesn't have a face on it, I'm okay with that. Oh no, I need one with a moustache. Or as my kids will say, moustache. I'm going to quickly check my tub and see if I've got one. When Freya had originally lent me her stamp set, I went mad. Once I started to enjoy it, I went mad with literally making a pot full of everything, because I enjoyed the kits so much, the stamp set so much. No, I don't have any. That's okay. I'm going to use that one instead though, just because I can. So he can, mind you, we can add a little face to it, can't we? Nothing to stop us doing that. Let's do that. Let's find the moustache, because he's the cutest. Let's have that on there. And then he's going to go on there. Oh no. There he be. Okay, and then it's just a quick, haven't done my sentiment. We will do this, I promise you. This card will be finished soon. So, let's see what we're going to trim this to. That, I think, will probably... And I'd play eyeball it, because it's always going to depend on how close you've... Oh, don't eyeball it like that, though, crikey. It will always depend how close... I should have stood up. You get to... Let's have that lined up nice and straight. And then we know where we've gone from there. And hopefully that's just rectified my boo-boo. Yeah, there we go. And then literally just snip the ends. Nothing fancy about that bit. Although I think my blade might be going in my trimmer. My little lady thought she... Oh, I've done it again and got the wrong card. Thought she was funny the other day and switched our trimmers over, because she also has a Stampin' Up trimmer. Right, so your little taco, literally, when I can find where I put them, a pad underneath him, or two if you fancy. Just make sure that they're on this bit and not down here, because otherwise You have a bit of an accident. Okay, and then where's sombrero gone? So you're going to want a dinky bit of glue on there. Oh, come on, that looked awful. I like leaving just the smidgy bit of his stalk hanging out, so it looks like he's got a fringe. But again, that's how my tiny little mind works. I know not everybody's does. Some people are just like, let's shut up now, we've had enough. Make your card, go away. If you've made it through all 5 cards with me, I thank you. So these, what I did was I stuck down the top one here and let this one just float behind because they're attached. Oh, I've made a mess of that. Never mind. Never mind. Worst things have happened at sea. And a dimensional on the back of there. And that will go onto there. And then we need another chili. Get rid of one on there actually. You can always use a large one and a mini one if you really fancy. I'm just going to go with that. And then, because I want to know that that's going to be seen, but I also want it lined up. I've got dimension back stuck to it. But I also want it to be up to the edge here as well. So you can play this game and line it up like that. And then I tend to hold it down here. Put a line of glue down, because then I know that that's exactly where I want it to be for opening up. And then cute little chili, I put it above the eye so that it acts as though it's the dot. And there you go, fun folk card. Thank you ever so much for all of you that have purchased this month's kit. Forgive me, there won't be an April kit, and that's purely just because I know the twins are going to have a few weeks off school and it's just going to be crazy, and I've got lots of my study to be doing. So come back for May and we will have an amazing time with new product. I promise to find something new and crazy when I get to see it. So hopefully we'll have something fun to play with and some more colouring. You never know. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye-bye.